Hello everyone, welcome back to the Lord of the Rings Online. This is Gnarlo here. Say hello to everyone, Gnarlo. Take your time. Any moment now. There you go. Little laggy, having to catch up with everything. I don't think Gnarlo and the boys are awake. They've been away from them so long, so excuse me. But we are here. We are back on Gnarlo. We've been doing a little bit of the Yule Fest, only a day or two over there. But we've decided to come back over here and let's get working on some more of the stuff at the Helm's Deep. We were doing something with a barrel of iron goods over there, and I do not remember off the top of my head what it was. So let's take a look and see where it might be. What was it? Western, Norcross, Mirkwood, Kingstead. Was it the Battle of the Hornburg? Book 13, Chapter 2? I don't think it was. Wasn't Interlude the Grey Company. Tell you what, let's click on Aragorn. And his...
Sort through the iron goods on a nearby mat.
Final Preparations, Book 13, Chapter 2, Final Preparations. Okay, so we were in Book 13, Chapter 2. 13. Okay. So it's part of the book 13. There we go. The Battle of the Hornburg, Chapter 2, Final Preparations. Fantastic. Let's look at the history of it. Weapons are in short supply here. Erkenbrand had a small amount for the garrison, but his men took most of the weapons and armor with them when they rode to the fords, and most of them have not returned. Theoden has called for the people of the Westfold to send as many iron goods as they can spare to the deep. It is not much, but we may be able to fashion weapons and crude armor from these iron goods in the hours we have before the battle is joined. Search through one of the barrels of iron goods and sort its contents onto the nearby mat. Any strong iron could be useful, but we need to know what we have available. Indeed we shall, and there's our barrel of iron goods. Let's take a look at it. Retrieve it, and let's get over here onto the sorting mat. With a third of the goods set out on the map, you see little of use. Alrighty. So the next part, use the mat to sort through the iron goods. So let's sort through them. And he's just going to do the typical work with. You still see little of use. Alright, so let's sort through the mat again. With all the goods set on the mat, you see one or two useful pieces. Talk to Eomer. Okay. There's one or two useful pieces over there.
I have had an idea, friend.
I have had an idea, friend. While watching the men training, I realized something interesting. From a great distance, I could not tell if a man was training with a straw dummy, or if his opponent was merely parrying his blows without a great deal of motion. If I, with the keen eyes of my people, could not tell the difference, what would one of Saruman's ill-bred minions make of it? I think we should carry some training dummies to the top of the wall, Gnarlo. It will make our numbers seem the greater, and any arrow wasted upon a dummy is one which could have struck a fighting man. This is a trade worth any amount of heavy lifting. Pick up one of the training dummies near Eomer. Alright, we can try that, although this is starting to remind me of a thing in World War II. I can't remember which one it was. Top of the Wall by Legolas. I don't remember where it was, but the Germans, near the end of the battle, were trying to expand their numbers. Are we on the outside wall? We're here. Yeah, we need to ride down, don't we? He's down on the wall. That's right. The Germans were trying to expand and make their numbers look larger, and had built an airfield with wooden dummies and all that sort of stuff. You set the dummy atop the wall and hope it would drive fire away from the defenders. There we go. That's where he is. Over right by Legolas.
That is a clever idea. if it proves successful.
And that's the point. The Germans had built a fake airfield with wooden dummy planes and all that kind of stuff, and the Allies bombed it by flying a bomber over it that dropped wooden bombs. That is a clever idea if it proves successful. Unless Saruman's armies turn aside for some reason I cannot tell, they will arrive at the deep during the hours of darkness. They will not be able to tell the difference between these dummies and the defenders atop the wall until they get very near the wall. And by then I will have claimed many lives of orcs. Yes, but not as many as Gimli. I spoke for a time with your friend Corodan. I met his sister when we stayed in Lothlorien. If Sigilith were here with her deadly knives, the orcs would have a great deal to fear. While I am wishing for unlikely happenstance, why not hope for the arrival of an army of my own kin? That would make a sight indeed. But they are far from here, and have their own concerns and their own lands to defend. Are we making a point about the movies here? Are we doing that? Are we kind of taking a little, as they say, taking the mickey out on the movies here? The Rohirrim are on their own. They will have to make do with 2 elves, 1 dwarf, a hobbit, and a man. It is to be hoped that will be enough. Speaking of Corodan, he wanted me to send you to him. He rode down to the dike and said he wished to see the approaching armies with his own eyes. Talk to Corodan by his horse at Helm's Dyke. Okay, we can.
Corodan said that he would wait for you at Helm's Dyke.
All right, let's find the passage down. I think it's inside this tower. Is that where we find the road down? Yes, that's how we find the roads back down. And then let's mount up and head out of here. Is it over this way? I think. Which one are we going to ride? Do we want to ride the horse of the Rohirrim? Let's see which one we have up that we could ride. The steed of the burglar, the mithril. Tell you what, while we're in Rohan, which one of the steeds do we have? Where's the steed of the Rohirrim? Let's do just the ones we have. The steed of the East Emnet. I think that's the one that we're after. There we go. Nice. All right. In honor of the Rohirrim here, let's ride a Rohirrim pony. And he wants to talk to us out by the dike. It's a shame they don't have something where you can actually... I mean, does this actually have a drawbridge? It does not. It's a shame they didn't build a drawbridge. But it's a lot like where folks have talked about the same era. It's like you wonder, you have to wonder how much of the old medieval style fighting that Tolkien knew, because people talked about it with Minas Tirith, that there was no moat around there was no such thing as a moat around the city. You know, this mighty fortification, but you could come right up to the walls, and you're like, okay, that's interesting. Not sure why they constructed it that way. Same thing here. It's like, why do you have this mighty fortress, but it's made so you can come right up to the walls? Alright, let's see if we can find Corodan. As we come up to the dike. There we are.
There you are, my friend. I am glad to see you before I leave.
I am going to ride from the dike and see what I can tell of Saruman's forces. There may be some weakness in their ranks we will be able to exploit, but until I see his armies on the march, all we have is rumor and fear. I will return before long and tell you what I have seen. Do not fear. I will return before battle is joined, and perhaps with news that can help us. Stand strong and inspire the men of Rohan, Gnarlo. I know you will not let them down. Alright, talk to Gamling.
I will see you soon. I will return before the battle is joined.
Alright, where's Gambling? There's Gambling, the old...
Farmers of the Westfold have brought more iron goods for us.
We have been fortunate so far, Gnarlo. Farmers of Westfold have brought more iron goods for us to use. Carry one of these barrels of iron goods to your friend Aragorn, outside the walls of the Hornburg. He has been sorting through the barrels for anything of use and preparing the defenses. So pick up the barrel of iron goods near Gambling and Helm's Dyke. Okay, dismount.
Aragorn will be pleased to receive another barrel of iron goods.
So I think that Aragorn is just making busy work for everybody here, giving Gambling something to do and myself something to do, so that we won't be overly thinking about the fact we have this is worse odds than the battle in 300. Oh, excuse me. And I don't think we have quite as defendable a position. This is a bit wider than the pass that they were defending. I am still hoping we're going to get to come back and see the glittering caves, though. Hopefully one of these places will lead us in there. We haven't, we may be able to go there now. We haven't been spending a lot of time exploring this area. We haven't been spending any time exploring this area. And we certainly haven't talked to Gimli and chatted with him. Are you up in the fortress still? We're going to find you at the same location, or have you moved? If they have moved you, I hope they've moved you like right here. Alright, looks like you are still up above. Let's head on up. I'm glad these carrying a barrel deeds, except for the ones during festivals where there actually is a need for a time limit and things like that. I'm glad that most of these are no longer put on a timer like they were back in the day. As the original one would have had us, it would have been almost expired by now. And if you got lost or anything else along the way, a perfect example of that is remember the one from the old forest where you're carrying water back to... Hey, you have to go to Goldberry Spring and carry water back to Adzo's camp. And the genuine one, you set the barrel down to iron goods and Aragorn nods gratefully. I noticed you weren't going to dirty your hands doing it. The original one, you had very small amount of time to get the bucket of water back over there to Adzo's, and if you got lost or delayed by any kind of creature along the way, lost it all, you probably would have to repeat it.
Thank you for bringing this all the way up here.
Pain in the tuchus. Oh, excuse me. I am glad more barrels of iron are coming into the deep, but there is no certainty that we'll be able to make use of their contents. It is worth the wager. Thank you for bringing this all the way here. Well, there you go. Let's see. Ring of Preparedness, Ring of Anticipation, and Ring of Formation. Let's take a look. As a burglar, we need what? We need Vitality, and is it Agility? Yes, Agility and Vitality.
Thank you for bringing this all the way up here.
Let's see what she's going to give us. We've got Agility and Vitality are two nice ones there. That's Will and Vitality. Vitality and Agility. Quite a boost. 231 agility and 401. Yep, looks like that's the one that we're going to be using. The Ring of Anticipation, which I said decide which one, the Liberator or Eowyn's Displeasure. I'd love to get rid of the Displeasure one.
The next few hours will sorely test us all, but none more than the King of Rohan.
Okay. Chapter 3, Night Deepens. Aragorn speaks to you in hushed tones. The next few hours will sorely test us all, my friend, but none more than the King of Rohan. It will be Theoden's resolve, as much as the strength of his fighting men, that will govern our chances of survival. He will not speak plainly to me, or to any of us on this matter. It is not his way, nor the way of most who rule. Find Gleowine and ask him what he makes of the king's mood and temperament. I cannot tell if the king is putting on a brave face, but Gleowine has served him for many years and will know better than I the truth of this. I last saw the minstrel below us by a pile of straw near the western wall. Talk to Gleowine by the map table at the western wall. Okay?
Find Gleowine and ask him how the king fares.
Okay, so back down it is. It's good to be back. It's good to be having a good time here and enjoying the... Oh, that's quite the place there. Sorry, hanging out over this. Is that one of the hoardings where you could sit and drop stuff down on people's heads, perhaps? Like, what do we got? Rocks and things? But yeah, it's nice to be back. Oh, look at the carved horses. It's been a long week at work, I've got to say. I was just talking about it. I did a 35 or 40 minute run on American Truck Sim. Finished up another little journey on American Truck Sim before coming on here. We are in Washington now, finishing up. I guess we've done what, 9 missions. Gleowine, are you over here? Should be somewhere near a pile of straw. 9 of the 15 missions for the Christmas event. They're in American Truck Sim, so we're zooming around and seeing some places we haven't seen before. Yep, there we go. I should have known with a map table you were going to have more of these things for us. All right, Gleowine.
There is a map on the table over there. Will you show me how the battle will progress?
But yeah, because of that, because of it being, I was talking in it about how busy work has been, and working a lot on the COVID floor this last time, and it's been kind of harsh. Been very taxing, so not been very much. I was planning on getting, at least when I came in during my time after working, you know, I usually have an hour and a half or so before I go to bed, and I was planning on getting some truck missions done then, just some mindless driving. Nope. Came in, took a shower, ate some breakfast, and went to bed every day. So, let's see here. I don't think we'll be doing this map. We'll be eating this at 20 minutes, but I think I will come back, because I'm fixing to go. The wife is going to be calling me here very shortly, and I'm going to be going with the first walk out with the dog, her and the dog this week. Haven't had one of those since, last Tuesday or Wednesday. So it'd be nice to go for a walk again and enjoy that. So that'll be shortly, but then after I get that done, I will come back and we'll do the little interaction here, do the little instance, and have kind of a double Helm's Deep episode. Night deepens. I saw the king not long ago, and he seems to be in fine spirits, Gnarlo. He is not blind to the danger, but he does not ignore it either. He is not bravery without cause, but courage based on confidence in his men and in his own strength. He sheltered too long in his own hall, and now that he emerges and sees battle, he is ready for it. I do not think Aragorn should worry about my king. Theoden will surprise him, and when the battle is upon us... I speak of battle, but I am a minstrel and know little of strategy or tactics. You have seen more of war than I have, and this old man counts himself fortunate. There is a map on the table over there. Will you show to me how the attack will progress while we wait? Interacting near the map with the map table near Gliawin will allow time to pass. Action will resume after midnight when the battle is joined. Study the map table near the western wall by Gliawin, and time will pass. Alright, I think I am going to hold off on that. I don't know. Let's see. Continue.
There is a map on the table over there. Will you show me how the battle will progress?
Alright, so we do have to actually interact with the map.
There is a map on the table over there. Will you show me how the battle will progress?
I will, but not right now. In the meantime, ooh, a hunter trainer. Wow, did that come from all the way back to... Was this Runekeeper trainer? Was this Lore Master trainer? Was this before they got rid of the trainers? That's wild. I'll have to check and see. That would be pretty cool. Did not know if that was before we swapped over to just getting the skills in the trees or not. Anyway, there we go. Let's smoke the pipe and see if it takes as long to load in. Nope. There you go. When we are next back with you, I will be continuing along with the Helm's Deep after midnight there. And we will see what we will see. So, I hope y'all have enjoyed it. Have yourself a good one. And I will, like I said, continue this one on later today so we can kind of catch up with Helm's Deep a little bit here. In the meantime, thank y'all for coming along, as always. Forgive me for these long pauses. No, work, like I said, we're in a busy little period at work right now. And it's just going to get busier. We have a floor and a half of our hospital, an entire floor and a half right now, devoted to doing nothing but taking care of COVID patients. And the way the surge is happening, it's not going to get any better. I'm expecting more floors to be converted to COVID floors before long. Oh, we will see. I will talk to y'all later today. Thanks for coming along, and as always, bye-bye.